Actually, this is really cool. You don't have to be smart to know how to do this. And welcome back to GT Canada. Today is a special day for us, but you may be wondering what we're doing out here at the GT Canada Cottage. If you're new to the channel, you may not have seen our previous video, but we recently released a video called The Ultimate Rural Internet Setup. Now that video is still relevant. That is the ultimate rural setup for most people currently, but there is a new contender on the block, and that is this. Yes, this is the Tesla Starlink satellite internet system. And we finally are eligible for the beta of this Starlink system out here in our area. We had to wait a little while for it to come, so we were using just an LTE wireless setup through the cellular system. Today, I'm going to be reviewing what's in the box and what's involved with actually installing and configuring your brand new Starlink system, and then we'll do some speed tests. There are some advanced setups that you can do, which I am going to be exploring in another video, but for today, I just want to get the dish set up. I want to get the router that comes with this system set up and get Wi-Fi working and connect and do some speed tests just to see how it does. We're going to get started. I'm going to show you what's inside the box and then we'll go from there. I don't know what's involved with the installation. I haven't looked at what's involved. I have downloaded the Starlink app, which is supposed to help me figure out where to point the dish and all that stuff. But I'm going to be figuring this out as I go, so you can join me for this journey too. Before I get too far into the video, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. That lets me know what kind of videos you want me to make the most of or more of. So hit that while I'm getting this box opened up. I actually put the order in for this system on Wednesday. It is now Friday. So I put it in Wednesday morning and it took till Friday. I'm in Canada, this shipped out of California, so it only took 2 days to get here. So that's pretty good. Some people have said that it takes up to 2 weeks. Here's the instructions. Point it at the sky, plug in your router, connect through the Starlink Wi-Fi. So hopefully it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, like that shows. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Hey, cool. I did not realize that that base looks like that. Actually, this is really cool. This is, I don't know if you can see this. Let me move the camera so you can see this. So here, the neat thing that you can see with this, so this is the power brick. This just plugs into the wall. But the nice thing is they've pre-connected everything. You don't have to be smart to know how to do this because the entire system is pre-connected up. This is the little router box right there. I've got my dish here. The only thing I need to know how to do is to put the dish into this base. So everything is already here, plugged in and ready to go, which is very, very cool. I'm going to put this back up so you can see me set it all up, but I am going to be unplugging my connections because I do need to feed it through. And my plan is, you're not supposed to do it, but my plan is to put it up there, and I might just put some 2x4s down to help widen the base out so the dish doesn't blow over anything, and then just put it right up there where my other dish is right now, because I've already got the wiring going inside the trailer where my internet box and everything's at. So I'm going to get this all pulled out though and set up. So first things first, I'm going to get the dish onto the base, which goes just like that. That was easy. I am going to unplug this gray wire, and this gray wire goes just to the dish. And the nice thing is this box, I don't know if you can see, it's got a gray side and a white side, so it's really hard to screw this up with the colors that they provide. So I guess I'll get the dish on the roof first. We're gonna just move this truck so that I can stand on it. If you are planning to put it on a roof, you probably would want to have a ladder to get on the roof. But if you're out at your cottage, as we affectionately call our RV, I just use my truck for support. Oh, what? You got up there already? Okay, here. 2 hands. Okay, and then just put it on the roof right there, but face it kind of that way. Okay, I just want to show you what I did here. So you can see this is actually a fresh air vent because this is a toy hauler. So this was already here, and I've nibbled the grate away here, which you can't see because of the sunshine. And we're just pulling the cable in. Now, I'd rather have the extra cable inside the trailer where I can just coil it up, which is why I'm gonna pull it all inside here. You can see I did roll that edge so that I'm not skinning the cable in any way. So as you can see, they give you a lot of cable, and I still think I got some outside. I got a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna leave that little bit hanging there for now. There's just a little bit there because I want to get the rest of it plugged in and make sure that it's gonna work okay as far as the view of the sky goes, which, as you can see, I've got a full, complete view of the sky with no obstruction. So I shouldn't have any problem with that. But I wanna get this in, powered up, and then see what happens with the configuration and all of that. So all I've got left now is this box. Now it's called a PoE, Power over Ethernet. So there's no other plugs to plug in except for this one box. And that will power my router, which I hear is not that great, but I'm gonna use it for now for this setup, and it powers the dish. So there's no extra wires to run. It's just this really fat Ethernet cable that you have to run, and that's it, and then you're ready to go. So we're gonna go put this in, plug it in, and boot the system up. So what we're doing, this is my old setup here. So I'm going to just remove this. It's not in very tight. I'll just unplug that. And then I've got this huge cable. Maybe I'm just gonna set this up loose to start with. I'm gonna unplug that too, just so that I can do a little bit of cable management here. So this is gonna plug in up here. There's no lights on it. It is plugged in. There's no lights because nothing else is plugged in right now. So I'm gonna just stick that up there like that for now. I guess for setup, I can just leave this cable all on the floor because I will have to figure out where the heck I'm gonna tuck that cable. But I'll plug that in. So because I've unplugged this, I know it goes on the gray side. So I'm just gonna plug that in. So hopefully you can see there, I've got 2 lights. So supposedly the setup is so easy, I don't have to actually be beside the device. So I can sit out here on my deck while I do this. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to open up the Starlink app, which you can see right there. Starlink is opening up. And then I'm going to, just on here, all I'm doing is start setup. So it says, it's walking me through this now. It says, okay, plug everything in. Okay, next. Connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, so I gotta find the open Wi-Fi settings for the Starlink. So there it shows up right there as Starlink 86665, which I'm doing now, connecting. Sorry, I can't see while I'm connecting. Okay. So it says I'm connected. So now it says connected, please wait a moment. Okay, so I can skip this step if I want, but I'm not gonna skip it. I'm gonna set this up, connect. So I can create a new Wi-Fi network name. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna call it, and then I'm gonna make my password, and then I'm gonna retype my password. So you guys aren't gonna see those because you don't need to know my top secret password for my Wi-Fi. Then I'm gonna hit setup. So now it says it's configuring my router. So I just gotta wait. It says please wait. Okay, so now it's telling me to reconnect to my router with my new Wi-Fi settings. So, oh, and I just showed you guys the password, so I'm gonna blur that out. Okay, and there it is. So I called it secure connection. That's what I call it. It's not that secure, so don't try to come to my house and hack my connection. But there we go, secure connection connected. Okay, now, there we go. So because this is already the same Wi-Fi settings as my old system, I already have devices that are connecting to it. So I can see like my daughter's cell phone connected, my son's cell phone, my cameras have connected, my Wyze cameras, they've already connected. So I have not done any dish setup at all. My son pointed it at the top of the sky, and that is all. So I'm going to do a speed test. Now they have a app built into their app for a speed test, but I don't really want to trust that. So I'm going to use one that I am used to, which is this. Now it says that I am connected right there to SpaceX. Can you see that with the reflection? There, SpaceX Starlink, which is all right. So we're going to do a speed test right there. So we're sitting about 27, 23, 30. Now it's getting faster. It seems to know it's doing an internet connection. 66, 70, 79, 80, 85. 85 download. Upload is about 13, 14. It's picking up speed a little bit here. And my ping is 47 milliseconds. So let's try it again. I'm gonna do another one just because it's always good to do at least 2 tests. So we're gonna do another test. That'll tell the satellite we're doing another test, so it'll give us a really good connection. So there we're at 60, 70, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 155, 160, 177. And then my upload is at 37, 40, 38, well, 38. Roughly 38. 38. So there, I don't know if you can see that. I'll go like this. It's just so bright out. There you go. Can you see that setting right there? So that's our second speed test. So that was on the speed test app. I will go to the Starlink app, because on the Starlink app, they also have a speed test. So I'm going to say run speed test and see what they say, just to see how close it comes to the other connection that I've got. So here we go. It's saying 140, 150, 160, 160-ish. Good. And I'm going to say show more info. So they're being pretty honest here. So it says that my ping is 43 milliseconds unloaded, and loaded is 112 milliseconds, 160 megabits per second, and my upload is 26 megabits per second. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. So overall, that's the setup. It's actually quite simple to do. The fact that it comes in the box pre-plugged in and everything is really good for people who are maybe a little bit scared to try to attempt this install themselves. The cable is plenty long enough. It seems like there's at least 50 feet of cable there. So that gives you plenty of room to put it wherever you want it. I know they have different kits you can buy for a roof mount, for a side of your house mount. And most of the time they say you're just supposed to put it on your grass. That's what this initial base system is designed for. I'm gonna leave it on top of the jut out of the RV just the way it is. I am gonna screw it down to some boards just to give it a little bit wider footprint so it doesn't blow over in the wind. We do get some really strong wind here, so the last thing I want is for that thing to fall off and break. Because it provides power over that Ethernet cable, there's no messing around with power cords or anything like that. The speed so far, without doing any configuration setup at all. This satellite is just pointed straight at the sky. I didn't try picking any directions or anything. I'll show you that right now. So this is how this satellite is pointed. Like, there's no configuration. You just point it straight up and it just works. My speed setting is amazing, especially compared to what I was getting with my LTE Wi-Fi, which was, on a good day, it was 25 megabits per second, whereas this, I'm hitting 120, 130 megabits per second, which is quite fast. Where we noticed issues was on the weekend. This area just saturates because there's not many internet providers out here. I'm probably one of the first ones on the Starlink in this area, so I'm not going to tell anybody about it. So that's the big thing. When you're on a shared internet connection like this, where the more users you get, the lower your overall speed gets, I'm going to keep this my secret. So if you are in the Pine Lake, Alberta area, don't get Starlink. It's a waste of time, it costs too much money, and you probably won't like it. Stick with your Telus or your Bell or your ExploreNet or anything like that. Those ones will do just fine for you. If you are not in the Pine Lake, Alberta area, then go ahead and get yourself Starlink if it's available in your area. I know they're planning to have it open in pretty much everywhere by the end of this year or into early next year. But it is definitely, from what I've seen, the most viable rural internet option, which we're going to test out with some gaming and with some streaming and all that. We were able to stream on the old connection, which was much slower, so I don't think that's going to be a concern here. Stay tuned for my other videos. I do have an advanced setup that I'm going to be doing next, and that advanced setup will allow my Wyze cameras to work, or it should allow my Wyze cameras to work, and it will allow for what I'm used to with an overall internet connectivity type solution. If you are an IT kind of guy, a computer geek, or someone who just knows what you're doing with networking, this next video is the one that you want to watch. Subscribe to the channel so you can see it when it comes. Just a side update on my statement about that antenna. I said that I had not done any special aiming or focusing or anything like that. Well, it turns out this actually has motors on it to find the optimal position automatically. All you have to do is have it pointing somewhere where it can see the sky, and it will actually tip up and rotate however it needs to in order to follow the satellite. So I think that this will actually move as the satellites move in the sky, so it's always pointing in the right spot. Even though I did not spend any special time setting up where it's pointed, it always points in the optimal position anyway. So the speed settings that I got should be representative of what I should expect all the time, because it will always be looking for that satellite signal. So hope that helped. We do have a lot of other great content you can check out right over here. We hope to see you again, but until next time, have a great day.